Welcome to PVIK's A-Main, brought to you by Bosco Racing. Pole position is Red Rocket, followed by Scrambled Eggs, Blood Moon, Full Metal Hero, Brian, Steve C, Motor Lions, Number One Dad, ZMT, and Austin 85. Two racers failed to qualify, so we have two open slots here tonight. We'll talk about that here in a little bit, but let's get this green flag started. Serpentining here through the S-turns for the first time tonight. Let's see if we can make this single file and get into these laps. Going through the horseshoe turn, we have the leader, Red Rocket, followed by Scrambled Eggs, and Blood Moon is running in third position. Number One Dad, a little bit, he's back in the field. For a second time coming through the S-turn, single file with very little bumping. Looking good, guys. The lack of bumping through the S-turns this time was quite contrary to what it took us to get started for the night. We started the night with, I can't even tell you how many caution laps, but it was brutal. Check out my channel for that, I don't know, bloopers reel, cautions reel, whatever you want to call it. Here we are riding along with Number One Dad on the kart cam, and Moto Lions just made a really nice pass on Steve C. Pushed him wide into the turn one, and Steve C is not easily giving up that position. However, Number One Dad is on his tail. Number One Dad coming through the horseshoe turns right now. Tightly following Steve C. Steve C looks like he needs to make a correction there. Oh, Number One Dad's catching him, going into the S-turns. He's going to race him as clean as he possibly can here, folks. Here we go from the kart cam. Steve C up ahead. Number One Dad with a little bump into turn one. Gets Steve C wide and completes the pass going into turn one. Coming into the S-turns, you can see Number One Dad, first one to make it there. Steve C following aggressively. Number One Dad now able to leg it out to 4 car lengths. Up ahead, you have Scrambled Eggs right on the back of Red Rocket coming across the start-finish line for a little bit of a battle up there. There's battles all throughout the field here. You can see Austin 85 is not happy sitting there back behind ZMT. ZMT not happy being behind Steve C. These are all very competitive racers who want to be first. Here we go. Look at this. ZMT making a move to the inside of Steve C, and he completes it coming into the S-turns. Steve C is going to continue to follow. ZMT looks like he was able to space it out a little bit. ZMT makes a beautiful turn out of turn 7 and 8 to complete the pass. Number One Dad following closely behind Moto Lions. Moto Lions is in the yellow helmet, yellow-green helmet tonight. And Moto Lions is following Brian. Front of the pack looks like they're pretty single file, happy where they're at right now. It's the back of the pack here, folks, where we're seeing all kinds of action. Oh, and Moto Lions makes up a ton of space on that lap to Brian. Brian's legging it out through the horseshoes, but Moto Lions making up time and closing the gap. Brian passing the line now, followed by Moto Lions, followed by Number One Dad. Number One Dad seems to be closing the gap as well. ZMT is hot on their trail. Austin 85 is running last in the pack right now. It's very uncommon for him to be last in the pack. He is going to be making moves, I assure you, before this night is over. Here we're riding along with Number One Dad's kart cam. You can see what he's got up ahead of him. He's trying to catch up to Moto Lions in the yellow helmet. Number One Dad's wearing the red, white, and blue helmet tonight in honor of his son who's serving in the Navy. Oh, and Moto Lions gets to Brian's bumper. Looks like Number One Dad's going to sit back and see how this progresses. Here we go. Brian and Moto Lions coming out of turn 8. Passing the start-finish line. Moto Lions is on Brian. Brian making his very educated turns through the S-turns. Here we go, through the horseshoe, coming out of turns 8 and 9. Brian maintains the lead, coming across the start-finish line this time. You can see, since these two are dicing it up, the number 1 dad is going to be taking advantage. Oh, Moto Lions trying to make the pass on the outside. Brian maintains position. He's got the better line. Here comes Brian. He's got the better line coming through 7 and 8 as well. But look at this. Number 1 dad comes underneath. Wow. While Moto Lions and Brian are dicing it up, number 1 dad makes the move to the inside, holds the grip, and makes the pass on 2 racers without touching a soul. Number 1 dad is legging that out because Brian and Moto Lions continue to race it out. They're going to see the halfway signal this time across, and I'll tell you what, probably for the second half of this race, they're going to continue. Oh, and Brian's into the side of Moto. Look at them 2 abreast. They are not giving up an inch. Brian pinches them a bit into the wall there, but Brian gets the better line here. If they're not careful, they're going to lose another spot to ZMT, who's sitting there and number 3 behind this pack, about to take advantage. Austin 85 following behind him in the orange and black helmet. He also will sneak inside, no problem. Here we go. Moto's got him coming across the line this time. ZMT might be the benefactor as well. No, he's not. Oh, Brian hangs him up in the S-turns. Here we go. ZMT sneaks to the inside, gains the position, so does Austin, and then Brian and Moto go around. Wow, this is the quintessential peep around and find out. They tied each other up. Boy, when you're racing that close, lap after lap after lap, there is give and take. Guarantee these guys aren't trying to wreck each other in no way, shape, or form. However, this is racing, folks. Sometimes you get into the back of somebody and you get them around. Most times here when we're racing together this close, any kind of action like that is accidental. Here we go from Bosco Racing. Let's get the instant replay brought to you by the Unico Real Estate Team. Here we go. You see ZMT clearing, and then Brian gets into the back of Moto Lions. Brian will be going to the back of the pack for that. We have a hard and fast rule if it seems intentional or if it's a little too rough. Person initiating the spin out will be sent to the back of the field. Brian's used to racing from the back. He actually can make up some ground even if he starts in the back. It's not an issue. So let's go back to green flag racing. We are going to be on the number 1 dad kart cam here for a little bit. Oh, number 1 dad gets into the back of Gio through no intent of his own. He's getting pushed from behind. Trying to wave off the competition, say, let's stay single file here for a second, boys, and see if we can't get 1 lap in. There's 11 laps to go at this point. And Gio's running a perfect line. Let's see if number 1 dad can get to his back. Here's Gio crossing the line. Number 1 dad, ZMT, Moto Lions, Austin, Steve C, and Brian pulling up the rear. Our leader running relatively unscathed. A really nice line tonight is Red Rocket. Followed by Scrambled Eggs and Blood Moon. Moto is running like he's got somewhere to go. I don't know if he's just trying to stay away from Brian. That could be the situation. And Brian's thinking just the other way. Brian's like, I'm going to get back there. Here we go. Moto crossing the line. Austin, Steve C. Steve C making a really nice turn into the S-turns here. He's going to get to Austin 85's bumper before you know it. We got the leader passing the line right now. A lot of action going on back in the field. There's 4 deep over here. And Brian looks like he's sizing Steve C up as we speak. The two white shirts here coming through the S turns, now coming through turns 7 and 8 right here. That is Full Metal Gio, followed by Number One Dad. Number One Dad's thinking he's got something for him, but Gio's just such a smooth driver, it's not easy to get to his bumper. Brian did make the pass on Steve C, as you can see there. And it's hard to tell on camera, but I'll tell you right now, each one of these people is making ground on the leader. Track conditions tonight, 45 degrees outside. It's an unusually warmer winter night. And there's Gio. Number One Dad closing up on him. Number One Dad closes it to within a car length. Let's see if he can maintain it through the S turns. And he does. Will Gio pull away? No. Number One Dad pulls a pretty good line through the S turns. And here we go. We got a race, folks. Number One Dad's pulling that first turn a little bit tighter than Gio, but Gio has just got such good finesse. Here we go from the Number One Dad kart cam, and he barely makes it to the bumper. Let's see if he's got anything for him in the horseshoe. Like I said, Number One Dad a little bit tighter in that turn 7 and 8. Here we go. We got 2 to go, folks. You can see Austin and Moto Lions dicing it up. Each one of them needs those points to maintain their position in the standings. Meanwhile, right here, we got Number One Dad and Gio not going to be happy with their current positions. Here we go. We got a white flag. And let's stick with the leader as we come through to the checkered flag. The checkered flag. And Red Rocket is your winner after taking quite a bit of time off from league. Comes back to league to win his first league race back. And here's here's Steve C coming up to finish the race. Thanks for watching. Red Rocket, Scrambled Eggs, Blood Moon, Full Metal Gio, Number One Dad with the biggest mover, Moto Lions, Austin 85, and Brian C coming up the rear. If you like these videos, like and subscribe.